We are going to start as we normally do in the nation's capital. We've got WRDW Washington correspondent Ashanti Ford joining us live in D.C. this morning. Ashanti, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, let's get right into the news here. So after months of negotiating, the bipartisan group of senators has come up with this national security supplemental package. We've been hearing about this for about a week or so. So the $118 billion plan calls for aid to Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan while making dramatic changes to U.S. policy at the southern border. So what more can you tell us about this proposal? And then what is the House saying about it? What is the White House saying about it as well?
Yeah, so the White House is ready to push this bill through, but it's still a no for House Republicans. The 370-page deal addresses aid to our allies, as you said, which we know has been a concern for some time and a priority for many. And there are some suggested changes to border security. But, you know, Speaker Johnson is joined with others in the House in saying it still doesn't do enough. His exact words were that it actually fails in every policy area and even encourages more illegal immigration. But as we know, the White House is in favor of this bill, which again includes aid to our allies. That's always been a priority for President Biden. And there are several others, at least on the Democratic side, that feel not providing aid to our allies could actually pose a bigger national security issue. A senior administration official actually said this bill is the toughest and fairest set of reforms for immigration that we've seen in decades. But it looks like, you know, we'll be right back at square one if everyone is not on the same page with how we move forward.
And speaking of the House and border security, they are set to vote on the articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas this week. So what is the latest on that?
Well, this is yet another divide in Congress. House Republicans say Majorkas has committed high crimes by essentially allowing thousands of illegal migrants into the country, while House Democrats say Republicans are looking to place blame anywhere they can so that they don't have to actually address immigration reform. Now, I have to say, because Democrats are standing with Majorkas, it's really unlikely that if this moves forward to a trial, he'll be convicted, seeing how it's a Democratic-controlled Senate. For those that are just catching up on this, the two articles of impeachment Majorkas is against him, essentially right now, is willful and systematic refusal to comply with the law and breaching public trust. More specifically, Republicans believe Majorkas violated immigration laws by not allowing the detention of certain migrants. So the House is set to vote today on its impeachment resolution. So I will no doubt have a better idea kind of on the direction that this will take a little later today.
And we'll be sure to check back in with you tomorrow on that. One more for you in related foreign policy news. Secretary of State Antony Blinken in the Middle East right now after a weekend of retaliatory strikes from the U.S. against an Iran-backed militant group. What was the purpose of this trip for Secretary Blinken?
So resolve, you know, in short, this is the fifth trip to the Middle East since Hamas's attack on Israel October 7th. And I'd say his mission is the same, to address humanitarian needs and meet with country leaders to come up with a resolve. Yesterday, he met with Saudi Arabia's prince to talk about, you know, the country's relationship with Israel. And then in terms of humanitarian need in Gaza, you know, the overall Palestinian death toll is reported to be well over 27,000. And that's according to Gaza's health ministry. So there's a lot of work to get done there. I know he'll also travel to Egypt and Qatar and Israel, of course, while he's there, you know. And again, the root to all of these conversations is about de-escalating conflict and preventing it from spreading.
Yeah, 4 months tomorrow, I believe, since that attack, that initial attack.
That's right.
So we've been at this for a long time, and it appears we've still got a little ways to go here. Ashanti Ford, WRDW Washington correspondent, joining us in the nation's capital today. Ashanti, thanks.